Hey everybody, Aaron from IT Services here. When talking with clients about Zoom, one of the questions I get the most is how to properly share a PowerPoint presentation. So in today's video, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks of how to share PowerPoint in Zoom using the screen share feature. Let's say you have a PowerPoint that you need to share in your Zoom meeting. Let's take a look and see what that'll look like when you're using a computer with a single monitor. So I have a PowerPoint here, my awesome PowerPoint that I'm going to use in this example. And you can see if I start my PowerPoint, it's just going to show me my slides in the slideshow. And this is because I don't have a second monitor to look at presenter view. So this is my slideshow. Now let's go and take a look and see how this looks in Zoom. Okay, so I'm in my meeting here and I want to share my PowerPoint. So I'm going to go down to share like I normally would, and we're going to see our normal options here. I have my screen here. I only have one monitor, so I have only one screen option to share. I can use the whiteboard. I can open up any windows that I have open. If I select PowerPoint and then hit share, now I'm sharing my PowerPoint screen. And from here, if I start my PowerPoint, you can see I can go through my PowerPoint slides and I'm actually sharing the PowerPoint. So it's quite easy when you have a single monitor to share with. We'll stop sharing here. Now let's take a look and see what it looks like when you have multiple monitors connected to your computer. Okay, so now I'm on a computer with two monitors connected to it, and I'm going to try the same thing. I want to share this awesome PowerPoint that I have. Now before I go to my Zoom meeting, let's see how that looks in PowerPoint itself. If I go to the slideshow, I really have two screens that I'm seeing. I'm seeing my main PowerPoint here, just like I did before, but on my second monitor, I actually have presenter view. Presenter view here is an option in PowerPoint to allow the presenter to look at this view while everyone else sees your main slideshow. If I end the slideshow and go up to the slideshow option, you can see there's an option here for use presenter view. And if that's checkmarked, you're going to get that presenter view look when you share your PowerPoint. Now if you don't want that, you can just uncheck it, and then when you do your slideshow, it's going to show up like it did before. Now let's take a look and see how your share options differ in a Zoom meeting when you have multiple monitors connected to your computer and are using PowerPoint. For the sake of this example, I'm going to make sure the Use Presenter View is checked here. So I'm just going to go ahead and say From Beginning. Okay, and then I got my presenter view up here and I got my slideshow up as well. Now let's go back to our Zoom meeting. Already in progress. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my share options, and you can see I have quite a bit more options now that I have multiple monitors. Not only can I share either of my screens here, my screen number 1 or screen number 2, but now you can see I also have 3 PowerPoint options. The thing I want to point out here, I see a lot of users that are using computers with multiple monitors and end up sharing the wrong window for PowerPoint. Sometimes people often show this presenter view mode where they're actually seeing what's coming up in your notes, but really this isn't what you want your viewers to see either. This is more for the presenter's point of view and less for the attendees. So when you have multiple monitors, and you could have more than 2 screens here, if your PowerPoint presenter view is active, you will get 3 options here that you need to choose from. And when you are choosing, make sure you're actually getting your slideshow. If you do run into issues, first check your PowerPoint and see if your slideshow is set to use presenter view or not, and you can toggle that on and off to help you, or you can go back to Zoom and select a different window. Another way to go about this is to actually choose a screen that your PowerPoint slideshow is on to make sure your attendees are seeing the right thing. When you choose one of your screens as an option to share, you'll see a green border show up around the edge of the screen that you're showing, indicating this is the one that's being shared. So keep an eye out for that too. The green border does not show up when you're sharing individual windows. The last thing I want to point out, if you are sharing a PowerPoint with any kind of audio, You need to make sure that the Share Computer Sound option is checked in this window. If it's not, you'll be able to hear the audio playback on your computer, but anybody tuning in through the Zoom meeting will not be able to hear the audio unless this is checked. I'm going to go ahead and select my PowerPoint. I'm going to make sure my computer sound is activated, and I'm going to share. Sharing PowerPoints are rather easy, but when you have multiple monitors connected to your computer, there's a few things to look for to make sure that you are sharing the right content to give your attendees the best possible experience. If you have any more questions on this or Zoom in general, please feel free to reach out to instructional technologists or the IT Services Help Desk.